So I'm with Marc Affüpper, the COO of TSR Group. Welcome back, Marc, to IERC 2026. Start by reminding us of the scope of TSR, please.
Yeah. TSR is a metal recycling company, one of the biggest metal recycling companies probably in the world, one of the 5 biggest ones, I would say. We are mainly focused on steel scrap recycling, but even other metals like aluminium, copper, bearing material, and so on. And 5 years ago, TSR consolidated all the electronic waste recycling activities of the Remondis Group within TSR. So the Myrec Group, the Remondis Electro-Recycling Group, Medtrade and other companies are all consolidated under TSR because we see lots of synergies regarding the sourcing of material, but even the processing of material and of course the outlets of material. So we produce different kind of metals in the e-scrap lines as well, which of course we can upgrade much better in an industrial scale than if you would do this all in different divisions without coordination with each other.
Right. So here we are at the beginning of 2026. We're in Valencia for the first time at the Electronics Reuse and Recycling Conference. You're a sponsor. What are the main topics of concern for the group?
Well, it's on the one hand, I think we made lots of progress in terms of technical capability in the whole business sector, not only TSR, all the competitors and our partners really made huge progress. So we can recycle many things which we were not able to recycle 10 years ago. I think that's a good part, and that's even due to the network which was created even by ICM and ELCR in the past 20 years or 25 years. We see a bit of problem on the markets, especially at the plastic recycling activities. So for the metal recycling, it's challenging as well, no doubt. But the plastic recyclers are facing a very challenging time right now because the virgin material is so cheap right now that it is difficult to sell the recycled material. There is no benefit for the manufacturers to use recycled material. They are facing challenging times as well economically right now. So I'm a bit afraid of the European plastic recycling industry collapsing in the next years, and that's probably something we need to focus on, even though we are not very active in plastic recycling from TSR side, but it's part of our outlet regarding the WEEE qualities, and this is why we got a huge interest in really getting this done, and we probably need some recycling content being mandatory, which is forced by the legislators, because otherwise I'm afraid that this will not work for the future, and this is what we've seen in the last 20 years, that this market was always very tough and difficult to be successful on.
Yeah, and you mentioned the future. What steps can the group take then to future-proof your business in this market?
Yeah, well, it's on the one hand, strategic projects with the OEMs. So the few ones who are really proactive there, this is a kind of discussion you're having already, and even our partners in the plastics sector have right now. But unfortunately, these are only pilot projects. So they can show what's technically possible. That's a good part. Unfortunately, this doesn't deliver the demand we need to get this market a bit more alive than it is right now. And this is what we could do better by having mandatory recycling content forced by the legislators, from my point of view.
And collaboration, of course, is important to TSR as well, yeah?
Right, exactly. And we realized that the collaboration with the e-product producers is ongoing. Of course, it's a bit challenging for them as well because they got economical problems, the majority of the e-product producers. But we are much further down the road in the car industry because they have got a mandatory recycling content which is inside already. So we got lots of promising projects ongoing with some European car manufacturers where we are able to increase the recycling content in their car bodies and even in their flat steel usage already, which was not possible in the past. So this is where we made some progress. And this is why I'm convinced that this mandatory recycling content in electronic goods would help the business sector to develop in the future as well and make the progress and the success we need.
And the market is growing, the Wii market is growing. So how positive are you then for this market, for your group in the next few years?
Yeah. I mean, the market is growing, the volumes are growing, that's true. On the other hand, consumption is rather going down right now because of economical reasons, and even production is going down. So that's something where we need to see where we end up. But basically, we got a prosperous business ahead of us. The question is just, will that show up in the next year or in the next 2 or 3 or 4 years? That's probably the situation we are in.
Right. Well, we wish you lots of good contacts in the next few days here at IERC, and thank you very much for talking.
Thanks for taking the time.